There's a new government program dedicated to delivering mushrooms by mail. It's run by the United States Toadstool Service. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, my friends. That joke made absolutely no sense unless you were here yesterday. Welcome back to Jump King. Happy Jump Timber. Here we go again. I've been playing, we are playing DLC 2, the Ghost of the Babe quest. I've been playing it for 130 hours almost. I've seen what I believe is the ending once, but I can't even get inside of it again. It's been rough. I hope you're doing well today, my friends. I hope your weekend is getting off to an excellent start. I have fairly few complaints myself. As has become our tradition, intentionally falling down back to the beginning of the House of Nine Lives. So we've got a somewhat safer area to get a little practice, get a little warm-up going before we get to the places where one mistake will erase 100% of my progress. Oh my. And I've got a snack tonight. I haven't had a snack on the stream for a while. I've got some fresh chopped pineapple chunks. So you may see me reach for one of those every now and then. I really enjoy pineapple, so it's quite a treat. And welcome in, everybody. I was so excited to jump into the game that I just completely ignored the chat. But welcome in, my friends. We have Nicola Rosa is first in chat tonight. We have Uncle Muscles and Lucent Jelly. Welcome in, and welcome in. Probably going to be a shorter stream tonight. And we started late, too, so I've got a very limited number of hours to fail at this tonight. But I wanted to make sure I get all my time in, so... Or, you know, as much of it as possible. Jelly, thank you for the resub. 50 months. I don't always share my sub anniversary notices, but 50 is too nice a number to pass up. I'll say 50 months. My goodness. It's almost a year. We've been streaming for a while, eh? I don't know why your sub count has drifted. I don't know why your sub count has drifted so much, because I think... Actually, I can check this. Because it happened recently. Cows is up to 53. I've heard that's almost a year. And I know that both of you have been subscribing for the same amount of time. And I know it's never made any sense. So yeah, I don't know how it drifts. I don't know how it drifts out of sync like that. Was I in a coma for 3 months? These cat head lanterns are really difficult to land on because they are much narrower than they appear. If you look closely, their sides are sloped, so they're like landable distance is actually only a third of what it appears to be at a glance. As the corners are rounded off, or like they're octagonal. Come on. Oh, goodness. This warm-up time is a shockingly good decision. Mostly shocking because I very rarely make good decisions. Oh no. come on. Hope I can turn this around. I'm actually doing even worse than normal. Oh, bogus. It's pretty, like... The thing is, like, I've beaten some pretty tough video games, right? But it's pretty startling that I've ever beaten any game, because, like, when you look at the completion times for, like, the tough games I've beaten, they are astronomical, right? Like, I think about that a lot, like, yeah, I beat a lot of tough games, but usually it takes me, like, 800 more hours than it takes the average gamer who also beats it. Like, you know, like we were talking about in another stream chat, we were talking about Echo the Dolphin a little bit, and like I've beaten Echo the Dolphin twice. I've beaten the Genesis version and the Game Boy Advance version. And just on the last boss alone, not the whole playthrough, just the last boss alone, on the Genesis version, I was stuck at the last boss for 21 hours. Now, that is partially because when you die to the last boss, you have to repeat the previous stage. And that previous stage is a nightmare stage. Like, it wasn't like I didn't have a checkpoint at the boss for 21 hours. I was repeating another stage for most of that time. But still, like, 21 hours. And then on the GBA, it's like, alright, I've done the game before. How much did I improve? On the GBA, it took 19 hours. I improved by a whole 2 hours. That's like 5%? I guess 10%, right? 2 is 10% of 20. Still, that's pretty ugly. I beat Battletoads, right? But it took me 95 hours to beat that game. I don't think anyone else is playing it that long for their first clear. And there's a lot more. Look on the bright side. The music on the cat part is nice. I mean, it's a pleasant environment. If I gotta be stuck somewhere, at least, yeah. You know, I'm a cat person, so. I was saying just the other night that, like, wood paneling, tons of cats, snow falling outside. This tower is basically my house. If I gotta be stuck somewhere, at least it's somewhere I'm comfortable with. One exception to that rule, one game that I did beat pretty quickly. I beat Contra the first night that we ever played it. The first night I ever played it. I beat Contra, and I think it only took 5 or 6 hours. And that's a game where I feel like a reasonable number of people have told me that they've never finished it, or at least they've never finished it without the extra lives code. So on very rare occasions, I have a pretty decent first time to clear, but they're the exception, not the rule. Most of my first clear times, I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard. But Jump King, the thing is that Jump King is like exponentially worse. I can't believe for how small the in-game map is. I have to keep my cats outdoors because of allergies. Used to have a little dog, a miniature schnauzer. I think they are for people who can't have cats. We've had a few different dogs. I had a series of Labrador retrievers growing up. And Jelly and I had a Shih Tzu for many, many years, and now we have a Border Collie. Jelly has allergies to some animals, but not to all of them. It's really, like, kind of random, it seems, which animals trigger her allergies and which don't. The thing about this game is, like, you have to be just on fire for so long for any of your jumps to make a difference. Like, you can only make progress if you miss like 1 out of every 20 jumps at a time. And maybe even more. Like, because like every missed jump erases, yeah, I mean, at least like 20 or 30 jumps worth of progress. One bad jump. One bad jump. Like 15 steps forward and 50 steps back is not a good formula for... No one gets ahead. No one gets ahead with that kind of pattern. Oh my goodness. I think Border Collies are really cute dogs. I've always wanted one, but living in the southeast, I know it would spend most of its time indoors, and even then, the time it did spend outdoors would be tough on it. Southeast. I mean, we're in Wisconsin. Our Arthur stays indoors almost all the time. You know, he makes several short trips outside during the day, but like mostly he's just hanging out inside in the living room all day. Which Border Collies are like pretty energetic dogs, so he does not. He definitely doesn't run and play as much as he would have the energy for, but yeah, sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get, like, you know, 3 free meals a day and people taking care of you constantly, and there's a give and take. And ideally, if he hangs in there long enough, when Baby Man gets a few years older, then he'll have someone he can really play with on a regular basis. Greg's Retro Channel, welcome in. But, you know, we take him out, we walk him around the yard. I've got a tether set up in the backyard so I can tether him and we can throw a ball when I have the time. Hero, as Scooby-Doo would say. Welcome in, Greg. Thank you for the watch streak. Appreciate the 20 stream consistency. Thanks for that. Tommy, welcome in. Good to see you again. I bought this game because of you. Oh, don't lay that blame on me. I've been a fierce advocate for the misery that this game induces. If you watch my stream and then decide that you want to buy this game, you have missed the message. That's like saying I made a trip to go swim in the ocean because I watched Jaws. Your success at this game scales well enough to make me think I might be able to duplicate it. I actually do. I actually do really like this game. My condolences if it's causing you misery, because but I mean, that's what it does. There's no getting around that. But if you can stick with it, and if you can conquer it, then you can pretend it's worth it. But Bruce the shark looks so friendly. I'm glad I own it. It's definitely a hard game. It's definitely a hard game to recommend to people. Like, I do like when people try it out, because I am a fan of the game, but like, for most people that buy it, I don't think that it's going to be money well spent, because it doesn't seem that most people that try it stick with it for very long. I'm probably going to get 300 hours worth of playtime out of it myself, though, so I don't remember what I paid for it, but like probably $5 or $6, and like, so my return on investment. We're looking at like what, 2 cents per hour of gameplay. It's pretty good deal, right? So much of that time has been spent jumping back to where you were. Oh, overwhelmingly so. Before your last multi-screen plummet. We're closing in. We're closing in on 200,000 jumps on this playthrough. 200,000. At least not an expensive game compared with how many $60 games I have in my Steam library I've not gotten to yet. Oh yeah. No, I've got a lot of expensive games sitting on my shelf too, though, like never played. Know I need to play. Don't know why I don't get around to playing them. Well, I do. It's just because there's so many other games in the way. I mean, price isn't everything, right? I mean, the most valuable game I own is Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut, and I doubt that game is worth even the tiniest fraction of what it sells for. Though, you know, I didn't pay what it sells for when I got it. I paid $4 for it. But I don't remember what point I was going to make. I got a lot of games I spent real money on that I haven't played. That are just collecting dust. While I waste hour after hour after hour playing this one. There's so much, like, good, expensive stuff on my shelf going to waste. Excuse you. Rude. It's always so quiet when you first get up here. Because the music from the Gargoyle Band, that music doesn't actually start to play until you see them. I don't think it plays on the next screen. It will follow you down here if you fall from up there, but I don't think it kicks in until you see them. Oh no, it's here on the screen. Just kind of quiet. Ooh, I almost missed that jump. That's a bad one to miss, too. I overshoot. Nope. Nice touch. No, 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 no. Oh, rip. Back down to the tower already? That is unfair. That is not right. That jump is not supposed to send you down here. I got robbed. Severely robbed. Cool. I did the same thing twice in a row. Oh, why? Why am I so bad? Ooh, my ankle hurts. Must say, watching you play Jump King has certainly dissuaded me from going after the babe at the top of the mountain. Oh, IRL. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Hey, I made it back up. I'm going to celebrate with a piece of this pineapple. I can smell the pineapple. It smells delicious. I haven't even had a bite of it yet. Sorry if the mic is picking up a lot of chewing sounds. I know that can be unpleasant to hear. And the game was being abnormally quiet when I decided to do that. Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday is going as well for you as the weekend is for the rest of us. Jump King may be unwilling to settle for anything less than the smoking hot babe at the top. But I, for one, am happy with the smoking hot bowl of soup at the bottom. I'm not the biggest soup guy. Like, there's not a whole lot of soups that I really enjoy. Like, I like a good, like, kind of like beef stew. And there is a kind of sausage and kale soup that I make that's kind of inspired by an Olive Garden menu item that I think is real good. But just like your like really basic like tomato or broccoli soup definitely are not for me. And I don't even really like chicken soup, like chicken noodle soup. I've tried a few different ones. No. Tried a few different ones and I just don't really like it. Ah, Toscana, yeah, that's the one. There. Supa Toscana. Got sausage and kale and potatoes. I make a sort of a taste alike for that, which it doesn't really taste the same, but you can tell it's the same idea. My version is a bit spicier than what they offer, and I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on what else makes it different. I know I'm biased because it's my soup, but I do really like the version of it that I make. Tonight we had tacos of a sort. We didn't have shells. I got the same, like, sort of like box taco kit stuff that we usually get. But I just got the seasoning. I didn't get the shells. And instead I bought some pita breads, and we cut the pita breads in half and opened them and used them like taco shells. And it was okay. It wasn't a great substitute. I don't know nutrition-wise. I assume that like a whole wheat pita bread is more nutritious than a hard taco shell, but I don't know. I think they're a little more calorie dense. At least a little more. But I don't really know if the experiment was a success or not. I bought enough for 2 nights, so we're going to have it again tomorrow. We'll see if it warms up on me. See if I warm up to it more. It's been a tradition now for a long while for Jelly and I to have tacos on Friday and Saturday. We have tacos on Friday. We watch this show Taskmaster. It's kind of it's like a UK like comedy show, and it's got versions of it in different regions. There's an Australian version and a New Zealand version, and we watch them all. We just kind of rotate through them like whatever's available. But they post their episodes on YouTube, so we watch them there. And the new ones come out on Fridays. So on Friday, it's like we make tacos and we watch Taskmaster. That's our tradition. But then we always buy enough stuff. Like we make enough meat for 2 nights, and we buy enough stuff that we have tacos again on Saturday as well. That's been our habit for a really long time now. But because I've been trying to do a bit more like a bit more clean eating, I'm trying to modify our taco meal a little bit here and there to let's make it maybe a little lower calorie, a little more nutritious. It's a work in progress. Your soup must be served to everyone at Capital Frownie Con. Want a taco about it? Welcome in, Buddha Fingers. It's kind of what we were doing. So we swapped the shells for pita breads, and like I think the like most significant and probably best move that I could make would be to swap the beef with like ground turkey, but I didn't want to change. It's like a science experiment. I don't want to change more than one variable at a time. So next week we'll probably try ground turkey, but go back to the shells and see what that's like. I say as if I really have a plan at all. Wouldn't it be great if I could finish this game like in the next like 10 minutes and we could spend the rest of the stream time like just relaxing with like something easy like Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Just do a victory lap through my favorite game to celebrate. Like wouldn't that just be a real treat? I'm a huge fan of sausage, pepper, and onion in a pita. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll abandon the like Tex-Mex seasoning altogether. And yeah, maybe get some like ground Italian sausage. Onions and pepper are good. Soften them up in the sausage fat. I might think about that. Maybe think about like adding some spinach. Put some spinach in the pita bread too for something a little crunchy. I don't like a lot of leafy green vegetables, but I do like spinach a lot. I like kale too, because I make that soup. But, you know, I don't eat a lot of salad. And then I don't really like adding lettuce to anything. Thought about adding some more cabbage in to my adding some more cabbage into my life, because cabbage can be pretty good to add mass to a dish. Try and nail down a spinach salad with roasted garlic vinaigrette. Keep going back to the place I found it to reference. So when I browned my meat this time, I strained, like when I poured off the rendered like liquid beef fat, I strained it and I put it into ice cube trays and put it in my freezer. The thought being that now I will have little cubes of beef fat, and when I want to fry something up, like a stir fry or something, I can grab one of those cubes out of the freezer and throw that in the pan. Might have to have them on deck. Might have to have a cube or two on deck in the fridge to soften up a little bit beforehand. I don't know about putting a frozen cube directly into the hot pan. I don't know how long it'll take to like melt and become useful. But I can use that. I can use that saved beef fat as my like frying oil for like, you know, little like shallow pan fried stuff. I've been wasting beef fat in the past by just kind of jarring it up and throwing it out. But I'm seeking to correct that. And I have saved it to use for other stuff. Like I've saved it to use to make tortillas with, and it works really well for that. But I didn't have a good idea about how to store it, and so I'm hoping the ice cube tray. I'm hoping that this is a good idea. But the thing is, the ice cube tray I wanted to use, we had one that we hadn't used for anything in a while, and it was looking pretty. It looked pretty gross when I pulled it out of the drawer. Like it, I don't know, it was really dirty. I don't know how it got in that condition, but I tried to clean it up, and I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get it satisfactorily clean. There was still like stuff stuck in the corners of it. I was like, I'm not going to use this. But I had two fresh ones that I'd never used before at all, in another place, and I got those instead. And but the thing is, they're novelty ice cube trays that are shaped like little skulls and crossbones. So instead of having nice little cubes of beef fat, I have little skulls and crossbones of frozen beef fat. You can take a picture of one of them. Yeah, when I pop them out of the, because they're still hardening up now. I just put them in the freezer a little while ago. But maybe when I pop them out of the mold, because I have more fat that I need. I only have 2 trays, and I've got more fat. So when they do harden up, I'm gonna pop them out of the molds into like a Ziploc bag, because I figure they probably won't stick together too bad, as long as they're like pre-frozen. I don't like if I transfer them quickly and don't let them start to melt or anything. I don't think they'll stick together too bad. But yeah, if I remember, I'll take it. Maybe I'll take a picture, drop it in the Discord. No, I don't. I don't season the beef before browning it. I brown it and then season it. Yeah, because then, yeah, whatever I put on the beef would be in the fat too. You look at it as a labeling system. I've saved back bacon fat before too, and used that for tortillas as well, and it works just as fine. But The thing with that is, like, usually when I make bacon, I usually don't end up saving any of the fat because I usually turn around and cook something else in it immediately. Like, like I might cook some potato in the bacon fat or fry some eggs. And I guess if there's enough fat, I could still strain it after frying the eggs and save it back, but I'd want to put it through, like, not just like a strainer, but like a cheesecloth or something, probably, if I did that. I wouldn't want to get a lot of random particulates in it. I mean, I guess if I was freezing it, little bits of other stuff wouldn't be the end of the world, but it's still gross in my mind. Because, I mean, we're talking about, like I'm talking about, like, food particles, like, small enough to slip through a very fine mesh wire mesh to begin with anyway, so it's not like it's stuff that you would notice in a final dish. But it sounds gross to think about it. And I'm very squeamish about things that seem gross to me. Afternoon board jams. Hope you're well today. So bogus. Doing good. Good to hear. I'm playing Jump King, so everyone knows how I'm doing. Oh, that was pretty horrific. That was a bad jump. That was a bad, bad jump. Oh. How I would love to be free from this game. It's like the dice game in The Wizard of Oz, only a million times worse because, all things considered, that dice game didn't take me that long to beat. But I feel like this is like that because I don't feel like my skill is relevant to my success. I feel like I'm just waiting for luck to carry me through to the win. And that nothing I do or fail to do ultimately has any real bearing on the results that I get. It's just whether or not my luck is good or bad. Now here, I feel like when I play this part of the game, I am doing the same thing and getting different results, right? And like, that's not a good feeling. You want to be able to trust that the universe that you exist in has consistent rules. And I don't trust that. I don't believe that. When it comes to Jump King, I think I'm in a universe that is completely arbitrary. And there's no... I don't live with a guarantee that the future is going to be like the past. In fact, I live in a place where the future very often is unlike the past. I did that to myself. I didn't trust the jump, and then I walked off the ledge. Past results have never guaranteed future performance. Thank you for the 3-stream streak, Port Jams. A message from Jump King. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear anything this game has to say. Every history teacher I have met seems to be willfully ignorant of that principle. Well, I'd already removed performance from the equation. I'm talking about even things outside of my control. The future is not like the past, right? Like, we expect the sun will rise tomorrow because the sun's risen every morning for X, like, billions of years, right? But that's just something we assume to be true. There's no mechanism whereby we can prove that the next moment will be like the moment that came before. Maybe if it said it was sorry. I read that a large dam in China once changed the momentum of inertia of the entire Earth. Technically, we can at least change the time the sun does rise. Well, again, that's like... the result of, like, the work of conscious actors, and not just, like, you know, the fundamental laws of the universe reversing themselves. What laws of the universe, what laws of the Jump King universe seem malleable? All of them. Gravity. That one about equal and opposite reactions. Kusarigama, welcome in. It'd be a difficult thread of conversation to really track down because, like, I'm using... because I'm using points I'm half serious about to bolster things that I'm joking and being hyperbolic about. So, I mean, if you prod my logic, it's not going to hold up. It sounds like a whole lot of conclusions that may have been jumped to. Precisely. Oh. Office Space references go. Oh, I didn't get it. I've seen Office Space, but I don't know it super well. It's been quite a long time since I've seen it. Oh no. Oh no. That's a mistake I almost made last night. Now I've made it for real. I had a hard time climbing out of this building at the start of the stream tonight. I'm not super excited to be back down here again. Oh, rip. Hey, if there's anyone here who's never seen the bog before, you're in for a treat. What? What? Oh, it's so good to be wrong. Sorry, I'm going to have to let you down vis-a-vis the bog for now. There's always later, though. Oh my. I don't think that's a condition you have bouts of. I think that's permanent, isn't it? It's curable? I didn't know. Thought it was just one of those things where you just had to kind of manage it forever. Shows how much I know, which I'll be the first to admit is not a whole lot. Also known as Hansons. I don't know that I've heard that term before. That name. I don't know what these splotches are on the scenery, and like sometimes they're in the foreground, and I don't really understand. Is the thought that like there's smudges on the camera lens, or does Jump King's world exist on the far side of a dirty pane of glass? It makes me feel like the environment has like an ant farm quality about it. Where it's like, yeah, it's like a narrow world sandwiched between two sheets of glass. I don't know what I'm supposed to think. Just noticed that I don't think Jump King has arms. Yeah, he does. He's got like on either side. Those are his hands. His hands are like up next to his head, like he's making fists. But yeah, but like here, this spot right here. Why am I able to pass behind this spot? What is this spot stuck to? And why is it, I thought those were shoulders. I know, he's got some great big hands. As if the camera is an X-ray. We're looking through an opaque wall. ho, 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 ho. No. Oh, it's too easy to miss devastating jumps in this game. This whole game is just non-stop maximum hard mode. In other words, the perfect Frownie game. Ten out of 10. Is there anyone out there who still gets excited at the possibility that I might make progress whenever I make it back up to this region? Because I sure don't. This whole area has just become completely old news to me. I should be feeling some sort of excitement, but I just know all I'm going to feel is disappointment every time. The Tower of Oof. That's the right name for it. The Tower of Why Do I Even Bother? That's what it should be called. I still hold out hope, and just as I was typing that, hope annihilated. Tower of Oof. I forget that you can actually walk in the quicksand a little bit. Not that it has a tremendous amount of value, but it's not nothing. What is nothing is my level of skill at this game and the level of improvement that I make after every 100 hours of playing it. How can any human being do anything for the length of time that I've played this game and not improve? Like, how do you practice a skill for this long and have nothing to show for it? Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like sometimes I get this really tall arc and sometimes I get this really short arc, and I cannot explain what I'm doing different because to me it doesn't seem like I am doing anything different. But I didn't like. I'm frequently shocked. How do I still, at this point, have patience left to lose? How am I still managing to lose my cool with this game? Where are these new reserves of patience to be lost? Like, what is generating them? Hey, Zergling, welcome in. Is that 265? Thank you very much for the ever impressive watch streak. Feeling some deja vu with these streams lately? You and me both. I always thought Majora's Mask was like, what if they took Groundhog Day and made a video game out of it? But, you know what? That's not Majora's Mask, that's Jump King. How many times are we gonna watch me jump over that little spike at the end of that same platform? How many more times? 10,000? 20,000? You know, I've only jumped 191,000 times. It's just the same thing every single time. There's no improvements. There's no difference. It's just the same. I can't think of anything in this world that's more monotonous than my Jump King performance. Hey, Duck Something, welcome in. Yep, more Jump King. We're back at it. 4 nights in a row. 0 improvements. It's never different. It's never different. Yeah, these are the frozen waterfalls. They don't move because time has stopped or slowed down in this region. They mess with your physics when you pass through them because time changes as you move in and out of them. Yeah, I don't know why they went for frozen waterfalls instead of just regular waterfalls, because it would be the same effect, right? Just moving through water. Water's thicker than air, so it would change your physics in pretty much the same way, even if they were moving waterfalls. I think, I guess so that, like, you don't have to worry, because, like, if they were moving waterfalls, then you might expect that they would push you downward when you jumped into them, which they don't do. So, like, maybe that was it. Or they just didn't want to animate them. Maybe that was it. But it's not like there's nothing animated in this game. There's plenty of parts where there's stuff in the environment or scenery that moves around a bit. there's wind and stuff affected by the wind and other parts of other maps. No, I disagree. Spirits are low. Expectations are through the floor. And still somehow sinking. All of my enthusiasm and joy have been robbed from me tonight. Jump King has been especially detrimental to my mental state tonight. I remember when you only did Jump King 2 hours a night. I don't see the point in switching after 2 hours to a different game when it's only going to be about a 3-hour stream anyway, though. If we did change to another game, what could I really accomplish in that time? You know, 10 minutes of it would be BRB while I messed about with the capture devices. So, really, we'd have even less time than that. I could just end the stream, but I mean, why'd I even begin the broadcast if I'm only going to stream for 2 hours? Not that 3 is that much longer, but I don't know. I don't see the point. I don't see the point in switching over to anything else. It was much easier to do that when we had larger blocks of time to work with. Jump King. Beautiful. What a bunch of trash. What a bunch of trash. That didn't even have to be a losing jump. I was right next to an actual platform, but I couldn't land on it because then the game would have one less thing to point and laugh at me about. And it must have every opportunity. Not a single one can ever be lost. Awesome. Don't ever celebrate when I land somewhere that looks like a fall was merciful, because all that means is that I'm gonna miss the very next jump. If it looks like I got lucky with a merciful fall, that's only because I am 100% guaranteed to miss the next jump. 110% guaranteed. We'll probably play a ton of this game next week as well. I'm really hoping to stream on Sunday. I haven't done a Sunday stream in a while, but the stuff that was keeping me busy on Mondays and getting in the way of my streaming freedom on Sunday nights has been over with for a while now, so I should be able to do more Sunday streams, at least like every other week. But anyway, I'm hoping to stream on Sunday, and we're gonna play Bart versus the World. The majority of next week's streams will undoubtedly be Jump King streams, but the next stream I do, I want to be a return to Bart versus the World. More Frownie time. Awesome. Thank you, Nick. Even as I'm saying that, I know that I'm supposed to be free this coming Monday, but the Monday after that I have a doctor's appointment, so while I think I'm going to be able to stream Sunday this weekend, next weekend is almost 100% anti-guaranteed. But yeah, with the way things currently are, my schedule, so it's super complicated, but my schedule should be late streams on Sundays, early streams on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Thursdays alternating early and late streams, and Friday alternating early stream and no stream. Like, that's a super complicated schedule. I can see it in my mind how it's supposed to work, but I never make all of those days. But those would be all the days and times that I would make. So you'd be like, we should have 5 streams one week and 4 streams the next, and it should alternate 4 and 5 streams, but we usually end up having like 3 every week. Because I get busy and wear myself out too much during the day sometimes. Well, a lot of times. Or something comes up that I have to work on at night when I would normally be streaming. I mean, the stream is just a hobby and just something just to do, just to do for fun. So, like, it's fine that I can be, like, as flexible as, like, I need to be, but I do feel like I put pressure on myself because there are people who are kind enough to me to regularly attend the stream. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself to try and keep things, like, reliable, so as to not let anyone down. But Though if you've been watching me play Jump King for any length of time, how could you expect anything else from me other than to be let down? Oh. There's just no end to the tedium and repetition. You have no influence over your... You have no influence over your character once you're in the air. Like, your jump arcs are fixed from the moment that you leave the ground. But I can't help but press on the D-pad as if I could steer the character in midair anyway. Like when I see a jump where it looks like I'm gonna overshoot, like I will pull back on the D-pad, even though it never has, never will, cannot possibly have any effect. I can't help but pull back on the D-pad when I'm gonna overshoot a jump. And then the thing is, like, the thing about that is, like, there's a lot of times where, like, I'm wrong, I think I'm gonna overshoot or undershoot something, so I'm holding the D-pad to compensate, even though it does nothing, and then I land on the platform and then just walk off of it because I'm still holding the D-pad when he lands. Because I didn't expect he was going to. And those are really painful moments. That kind of thing happens so frequently. Thought I missed that jump. Oh me, oh my. Down we go again. How many of us used to hold the D-pad down when trying to catch a Pokemon in blue or red, knowing it did nothing? Was it down on the D-pad? I don't remember. I don't remember what I would do to try and help make the Pokeball work, but yeah. Definitely, I definitely recall trying to use buttons to improve my chances when yeah, there's nothing you can do. Exactly. Ah, Pokemon Blue. I had Pokemon Blue, and everyone I knew had Pokemon Red. I was the only one with Blue, so everybody wanted to trade with me. And I just picked Blue because I like the color blue better. Funny thing about that was I had Pokemon Blue, and I picked Charmander as my starting Pokemon, and my best friend in middle school had Pokemon Red, and he picked Squirtle. I really loved Pokemon Blue, but I was just never able to move beyond that. There was never another time when I never got into any of the other Pokemon games after that. I tried a few. I tried Gold and I tried Platinum, but I don't know, the games could just never catch me again like they did with Blue. And we played a few on the stream. We played like that Pokemon Snap that they did on the Switch. Was that on the Switch? I don't remember if it was the Switch or the Wii U. And we did the Pokemon Legends Arceus. Which, my opinion of that game only gets worse as time goes by. I remember that game worse and worse the more time that goes by. I had a reasonable amount of fun with it at the time, but toward the end I was really just trying to, brute force to get it over with. And the stuff that sticks out of my memory about it mostly as time goes by is the stuff that I didn't like. I'm doing a whole lot of nothing here. As per usual, I guess, but I don't know. I can't do anything. Pick Blue for the same reason. After Gen 1, I didn't see much point. Same thing. Why didn't they make a remaster and call it Pokemon Purple? Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think Ruby and Sapphire are a different generation. Fire Red, Blue, Leaf Green is the remaster of Blue, the original Blue, as I recall. Because in Japan, I think in Japan they were Pokemon Red and Green, not Red and Blue, the first generation. Fire Red's the most popular. Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of what Yellow was, right? Diamond and Pearl are to Red and Blue, as Platinum is to Yellow. Because, yeah, there's usually, like, there's always two, but then there's usually a third one that's... Like, Gold and Silver had Crystal eventually, I think. I don't know. I'm the most casual of Pokemon fans, right? Because I've already established I'm a Gen 1 exclusive guy. Oh no. I could have saved that. I am so indescribably horrible at this game. The speed run is faster with Red. It's more broken. I would never play at a level to be able to notice any such advantages. I really like the tone and the vibe of Pokemon Gen 1. I feel like, at least the way I remember Pokemon Blue, it had a lot of like, it had a very science-oriented tone and had like and it seemed very optimistic about technology and the way I sort of remember that tone. A lot of early internet days optimism. And a real heavy like science sort of vibe about it, which the later Pokemon games like seem to lean a lot like heavier into like mysticism and spirituality and stuff, and to the detriment of that sort of like science-y tone that Gen 1 had. And I don't like that. Not that I mind a game that's like an RPG that's like got like fantasy type, mystical type elements, but it seems that the overwhelming majority of them are like that, and so one that wasn't was something kind of special that was lost. Pokemon design started going bad when the games turned 3D, Chozo says. The art style shifted to more grounded tone for most of Pokemon, to being silly and overly cartoony. I haven't played enough of them to like really to be able to tell you about sweeping changes like that. You very well could be right on the money for all I know, but just my like outsider's impression. That's how I felt moving from blue to gold. Liked how simple the layout of Gen 1 was. All the berries, side quest, hatching Pokemon kind of killed the ideal portable game. Uh-oh. Cool. Phantom Tower, here we come. There's over 1,000 Pokemon. It's just ridiculous. There's just 151. That's the benefit of being a Gen 1 guy. There will always only just be 151 Pokemon for me. I've talked about this before, but when I went into Pokemon for the first time, like when I played Blue for the first time, I didn't actually, like, I knew I had read a book that was like a guide to the Pokemon, though I think it was more inspired by the anime show than the game. But I'd read a book that was just it was just profiles of like the 151 Pokemon, and so it didn't really tell you anything about the game at all. And I went into the game not knowing what it was. I didn't know it was an RPG, and I don't know if I'd even ever played an RPG when I played Pokemon Blue. But I had no idea that it was this like party system, turn-based combat kind of game. That is not what I imagined it was going to be going into it at all. I thought it was going to be an adventure game, like a top-down, like a Zelda, like top-down adventure game. Which, I mean, it is top-down in the world, right? Like a lot of RPGs are. But I did not expect the RPG party and combat system. And I thought it was going to be more like Ape Escape. Like, I thought the point of Pokemon was that I did not think that the 151 Pokemon were 151 different species of animals. I thought they were 151 unique creatures that existed in this world, and that the point of the game was to go around catching each and every one of only one of each one that existed. And that I thought it was like an Ape Escape type game, and like you would have to like solve puzzles and use like, you know, your knowledge about these different characters to like lure them into traps or something. When it said gotta catch them all, like that's what I thought it meant. So, and it's kind of a shame, because I kind of wish the game that I imagined Pokemon to be existed. But alas. I still play Pokemon Go when I'm stuck somewhere bored. I never played Pokemon Go, but like when that came out, like 100% of my coworkers got obsessed with it. Silk Song is amazing, by the way. Glad you're having a good time, Chosen. Pokemon are just overgrown Tamagotchi. I disagree. It was all of my own making. My reaction was not really appropriate. What time is it? Oh, we're getting there. It's getting late. In fact, it's later than I thought it was. Does the game I thought Pokemon ought to be exist out there? And is it some janky Noah's Ark game? I don't know. I've never come across it, but you know what? Like that, you know, yeah, that's basically what I thought Pokemon was. I thought it would be like I thought it'd be like a bizarre like Noah's Ark type game. At least your first RPG was a game that was considered great. My first was Landstalker. An ISO platformer RPG on the Genesis. I won't say more in case you've not played it yet. I have not played it yet. Thank you for the no spoilers. That's, so Landstalker has been recommended to me before. It's been recommended to me that that's a game I should play, so to hear that you've got a negative opinion of it is interesting. Maybe I was maybe someone was trying to lure me into a trap with that one, like Echo the Dolphin. I think I have. I think I do own Landstalker already, though, so my fate is sealed to at least try it out. Any game I have, any game that I own physically is like, I've got to play at some point. There's no sense in having physical copies of games if I'm never gonna play them. They're making a Bubsy 4D, and I do believe that I heard tell that the creator of Echo wants to make a new Echo game. I don't know what's going on that all of these, like, horrific games are suddenly having sequels in the works after all these years. Are we finally gonna get Superman 65? No one tackled the Echo guy and pulled him off stage when he said this. I mean, I didn't hear it directly, but I thought that I heard a rumor that he was hoping to do another Echo game. He saw your stream and thought to himself, "We'll fix his wagon." The internet's not big enough for the two of us. Oh, yucky. Oh, double yuck. Away we go. That seemed like a massive chunk of pineapple that I just ate, but it dissolved to nothing in just like 2 chews. This pineapple is great, but I feel like it's about as substantial as cotton candy. It's very tender and just seems to disappear instantly. I was really scared. I was really scared of being abducted by aliens when I was a kid. My dad would sometimes watch these like television programs about like alien abductions and stuff. And that movie, what was that movie? Fire in the Sky, I think it was. I saw the scene from that where the guy relives his alien abduction experience, and absolutely horrified me. So I'd be really terrified. This was after I was afraid of Vigo the Carpathian, but I wasn't afraid of him anymore. I started being afraid of being abducted by aliens, and I would when I'd be in my room at night, I would like watch my windows, just terrified that my window was gonna light up with the bright lights of their tractor beam as they appeared to come down and get me. What? Why did you think you were worth abducting? Ouch, Buddha. I didn't think there was anything that made me sort of special. Just I would be just another convenient human specimen. Just a generic human brand human example. For them to cut open and whatever it is, perform experiments on me. Well, there was a time or two where, like, because I was afraid, because, like, in the reenactments, in, like, the TV programs you would see, they'd always, like, have someone waking up to a bright light shining in through their window. So, like, that's why I was afraid of, like, there's a tractor beam's gonna come shine in my window, and that's the aliens. They're gonna pull me up into their ship. And then every now and then, very rarely, like, a car would, like, pass by at just right angle with its headlights on. And my window would light up, and I run out of my bedroom screaming. I was right, they're coming for me. I would not literally scream those words. I'd go hide. I'd run to the bathroom and I'd hide there because it's the only room in the house with a lock on the door. I'm sorry, Frownie. I'm alright. I turned out okay. I just didn't get a lot of sleep when I was a kid. I was scared of a lot of very nonsensical things. I keep doing the same thing up there. I just can't get it together. I'm a fool. I had a sleep paralysis incident where a winter coat on the back of my door turned into an alien abductor. Oh my. I couldn't move, but wanted to add to the paranoia. I do understand that irrational fear quite well. I don't know if I've ever had real sleep paralysis. I've had I've had a few experiences that I feel are similar to the way sleep paralysis has been described to me, but I haven't had any experience. I don't think I've had any experiences where I've seen things. Like I've had like these like experiences where like I kind of wake up and I'm in this sort of half awake sleep. I definitely can't move my body, but I don't think I can open my eyes either. And like I have an awareness, like I feel like there's a malevolent entity in the room with me, but I don't see anything. I mean, I'm saying this in the present tense. I don't have these experiences currently, but I've had them in the past, where I get the impression of a malevolent being nearby, and I can't wake myself up to get away from it. But I don't have an experience of seeing anything. You sure that isn't just jelly? Oh. Pretty sure. Jelly is not frequently with me in the morning when I'm trying to wake up because our schedules run differently. I'm usually sleeping later than she is. I've had lots of experiences where like I'm having a nightmare and I'm aware that it's a nightmare and I want to wake up to escape it, but I can't wake myself up. I have that experience a lot, and it's really odd because like when you're aware that you're dreaming, like the idea of being lucid in a dream is the idea is supposed to be that you can control and manipulate your dream to your desire, but it happens to me in nightmares, and I'm just as powerless as ever. Again, not really a present day experience, but something that's happened to me a lot in the past. For me, it felt like I was awake, but that I couldn't move. All my limbs were asleep. I remember distinctly wanting to reach up and turn the light on and not being able to force my hand but an inch off the pillow. There was some awareness that if I turned the light on, it would all go away. No, when I did wake up, I nearly slapped that light switch into the next universe. My most frequent recurring nightmare, the worst nightmare that I have, and the one that I have most often, is the nightmare that I really, really, very badly need to go to the restroom, and the only restroom available, I can't go in there because it's haunted. That's my number one nightmare. That's the nightmare I have that's most scary and most frequent. Is that I can't go to the restroom because there's a ghost in there. A nightmare for sure, Joseph says. Oh my goodness, I have that dream. I have that dream so often. Even as I say it, I feel like it's actually been a while since I've had that dream, but I know it will happen again. A nightmare on Frown Street. No. Yuck. Oh, I'm so tired of playing this. I'm so tired of playing this. Being stuck in the same area. Never getting any better, never getting any further. I just thought I keep saying, yeah, that part makes me think. That part makes me think of Doom. It looks and sounds like Doom. And yeah, that music gets my pulse pounding for sure. It's intimidating. But my dreams are perfectly normal. No weird dreams. Where I was licking a lollipop only to wake up licking my pillow. Last night I dreamed I ate the world's largest marshmallow, and when I woke up, my pillow was missing. Last weird dream I had, our bird died and we dressed him up in a tuxedo for his funeral. He looks so silly. That would be quite cute if it weren't also quite morbid. No. Why? I really am making no improvements. I don't see how. I don't see how anyone could possibly have any hope that I'm going to finish this. It's just flat out not possible. It's just not gonna happen. Our bird's a big boy. He can handle Chozo having bad dreams about him. Can I ask what type of bird is it? Is it a talking bird? Like a parrot? Hey, Mile Hyrule, welcome in. All you had to do is follow the train. Good to have you with us again, Mile Hyrule. Hope things are going well for you. I always forget what he is. He is a talking bird. He only says a few words, though. Talking birds. Talking birds seem pretty cool. I think birds, I feel like birds are a lot of, like, they're a pretty high maintenance pet, though, right? I don't think I would be up for, I don't think I would be up for the level of maintenance that I think birds generally require. We all have a time where we get him out and hang with him. Cleaning him is the worst part. Uh, it hurts. It hurts. This game, it hurts. Oh no. Yeah, all of our pets are very they're very well housebroken. Cats know where to go, and Arthur knows when to go. Arthur knows Arthur knows to wait because we take him out pretty regularly. I mean, we definitely take him out regularly, but we take him out usually like even more frequently than he would need. So he knows to wait. I have chickens. Mostly feed themselves, fertilize as they go, and you get tasty eggs. I do like eggs. I don't want to give up, but I can't go for too much longer tonight. I don't really know when we're going to stop. I will make the usual declaration that if I fall down to the Phantom Tower, we're going to quit immediately. But even if we don't, I do need to wrap things up here. I just want to make it to the top and be done with it. And that's the only thing I just can't do. Is finish this ugly, putrid game. I'm so mad at this game right now. I have put in my time and done everything right, and I have nothing to show for it. Never knew beds could be so unfun. Just got done hauling away 2 decade-old or more queen mattresses and box springs. Yeah, beds aren't really fun when you have to get rid of them. But when we had our new bed delivered, I don't know, like 2 months ago, month and a half ago. Like when Jelly was shopping around, I said, you have to get somewhere that will take our old one. You have to order from somewhere that will haul off the old one for us. My wife's her box spring was falling apart so bad she sometimes cut her leg getting out of bed. Yeah, definitely due for a new one. And then I'd basically twist her arm and force her to visit a discount mattress store. It's always the same and it's always terrible. never gets any better. It hurts just as much the 800th time you miss a jump as it does the first time. Every jump always hurts just as much every single time you miss it. Never gets easier. River Reed coming in. It's Dollar Phil. Welcome in, Raiders. Great to have you, Dollar Phil. I have missed you for a long while. I don't know if you've not been streaming or if you've been in a different time, but I feel like I've looked for you so many nights and haven't been able to catch one of your streams. Hope you're having a good time tonight. You've definitely been on my mind, friend. I am suffering with Jump King. I'm probably going to wrap up this stream pretty soon, too. We'll go for a few more minutes at least, but I mean, we're coming up on 1 a.m. I really should call it a night. It's brutal. Jump King is just brutal. More of a hop cop today. Hopscotch. Hop kosh be gosh. Plunge prince. Been working. Oh yeah. I've been working on the music. That would keep you away. I do remember you're working on that. Gotta stay on it. Appreciate the sentiment. Miss seeing you guys too. I was actually wondering. I was actually wondering to myself the other night. I was thinking, did he create that alt account for painting that he said he was gonna do? Do I need to go start looking through the art channels every night? Is that where Dollar Phil is? I need to. Pork belly in my Thai curry doesn't even require chewing, it just melts in my mouth. Not in your hand. Go undercover. My PB, I think, is the last screen of the game. I made it up to a point that looks like it's probably the very end of the game, but I couldn't clear that screen. I fell back down, and I cannot for the world get back up there again. I have not. I got that new PB like 15 hours ago. And I can't even get close to matching it. All I'm doing is proving that it is impossible for me to beat this game, and any appearance that would be otherwise is purely a fluke. That's all my efforts are doing, are just cementing how incompetent and untalented I am. Because I cannot make progress in this game. Actually gonna play a new Gradius game? Kind of like a closing ceremony for the marathon. Would have been better if it came out like 3 months sooner. Hopefully it was a good time. Hopefully it was worth the wait. Even if it didn't quite line up with the other titles you went through. Hey, Couch Lord. Welcome in, Couch. Appreciate having you here. Yeah, I knew I was gonna miss that. And down we go. That's me. Down, down, down. It's cool. Kind of lets you beat it, though, with credits. Kind of lets you beat it, though, with credits. I need to write a book about this game. I think, I think the book about this game was already written by Jack Torrance. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Words of wisdom, Lloyd. Words of wisdom. Yeah, I was referencing how he just writes the same sentence over and over again in The Shining, because that's what playing this game is like. It's the same thing over and over again. We're done, by the way. Sorry, Raiders. I said when we fell back down here we were going to quit for the night, and here we are. So that's the stream, my friends. We're going to raid out ourselves. I wish it didn't have to be like this, but it's not up to me. If it were up to me, Jump King would be possible to beat. But it's very much not. Oh. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for being here, Nick. Glad I got to drop in. I'm trying to get to bed earlier myself. Yeah, this is turning into a pretty late night for me. Yes, it is. I'm just gonna imagine Frownie bouncing a tennis ball around the basement until next stream. Thank you, Buddha Fingers. Dollar Phil, Zergling. I'm gonna try and stream on Sunday, but we'll see how that goes. That's what I want to do anyway. Do a Sunday stream and play Bart versus the World. I'm gonna go back to that, I think, next time. And we'll play much more Jump King next week. Might be all I play every night. We'll have at least one night of Bart versus the World, but once I start playing Jump King, I'll probably just stick to that for most of the rest of the week. Though I do intend to finish our Scooby-Doo, our Winnie the Pooh project. And was there something else we were playing? Oh, I want to play that hamster game and finish that. Probably won't do that until we beat Jump King, though, at this rate. Oh no, I forgot about Dragon's Lair. No, I haven't beaten that one yet. I need to go back to that one too. Before I forget everything. Speaking of Simpsons games, Kyle's playing Simpsons Wrestling on the PlayStation 1. I don't think this game is on the to-do list for me, so I don't know that I have to be too worried about spoilers. But we can go and check this one out. Thank you for being here tonight, my friends. Apologies that I'm so terrible at this game. I appreciate you being patient and keeping me company. Be well until I see you again, and hopefully that'll be soon. Have a good night, stream, Kyle. Have a good night, everyone. We're all done for tonight. It's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.